Anyway, so let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. I have to say, it's so sweet to see you all. So if you are sitting at your desk, I know Gabe seems to be driving. So Gabriel, you're not doing any of this. You're just keeping your eye on the road. Everybody except Gabe. If you're sitting at your desk, feet flat on the floor. So the important thing here is alignment. So about a hip's width apart, knees about a hip's width apart, shoulders aligned with the hips. So try not to be tempted to cross your legs while you're sitting. And if you're sitting in your regular cross-legged posture, you can put a couple of cushions under either knee. Shoulders aligned with the hips and your ears aligned with your shoulders. Now imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light, stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. So just imagine you're lengthening your spine. And don't forget to breathe. Now bring your awareness to the crown of the head and just relax your scalp. And just as you're doing that, just notice everything, just sort of letting go. Relax your forehead, your eyebrows even, your eyes, the back of the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth, the jaw, the back of the head, back of the neck. Allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. And relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. Now, very gently bring your awareness to your breath, noticing the sensation of the air as you inhale and exhale. And then just be aware of any sounds that might be in your environment. So whether outside is really active for you, if you've got people in the house, or whether you've got cars going by, or whether you have pets or even, other kinds of animals around. Just allow your conscious mind to, check it out, investigate, and then just allow the sounds to be there. So try not to follow with the mind. And now notice what's going on in the mind. Just allow some separation between the thoughts, give them space from each other. And try not to judge or criticize whatever might be going on in the mind. Just take a step back and be a little bit objective about what's there. And then bring to mind all the people of your life. So you can start with your loved ones and, these people that we have so much fondness for, so much heart for, you know, these profound relationships that are in our life that we do have a little bit of responsibility towards. They don't just happen. So in a way, it's a karmic gift. And then we have people in our life we wish weren't there. And they might not even be in our life. We just don't like them because we see them on the television or something. And then there's strangers. And they can all change place at any time, these different groups of people. Regardless, they're all equal in their wish to be happy, they wish to be free from suffering and having this extraordinary capacity for Buddhahood. So we think, just think, there is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process is basically it's psychological. So we create negativity with our mind. So equally, we can change it by creating positivity instead. So we start with the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason we're regretting is based on this logic of karma. We experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, and having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we might experience. We know from our current suffering we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as more suffering. So think like this. I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering, and also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come, the power of reliance. So here we have our beautiful Vajrasattva, which is actually also behind me. So this Buddha is quite ornate, quite ritualistic looking. But if that's all kind of too much detail for you, just imagine this beautiful white, brilliant white round light above the crown of your head. And you can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. So it's also good to remember that we're not asking, this is not like going to church or anything. We're not asking for forgiveness. We're looking for medicine. We're looking for the methods that we can use to heal ourselves, to purify ourselves. So imagine the beautiful light sitting cross-legged. If you want to imagine the Buddha, he's sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has a beautiful radiant face, and his eyes are long. They're peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. And he has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart. The left is under the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion, and their being crossed represents the union of these two. And this symbolizes enlightenment, infinite wisdom, and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to result as suffering for them in the future. So think, I must purify for all the sentient beings. And then we come to the power of the remedy. And this is, we start with purifying our body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart. It arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hom. Okay. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So imagine all the gossip, the harsh speech and useless speech and lying, talking about people behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you. Just imagine all of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you and just pouring out of the top part of the body quite forcefully. Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anoraktami boa sawa siddhi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe and vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita Dita me boa, sutokaya me boa, sipokaya me boa, anorakta me boa, sawasidi me piyata sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe, and vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita, Dita me boa, sutokaya me boa, sipokaya me boa, anorakta me boa, sawasidi me piyata sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. So feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. And next is the purification of our minds. And Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and it enters your heart chakra and fills your entire being. So just imagine that, you've walked into a pitch black room, you flick on the switch, and the light that comes instantly dispels the darkness in the room. So the same here, the moment the light, just imagine, from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, it's like flicking on a switch and dispelling all the darkness of the negativity of our mind, all our attachment and neediness and anger and bitterness, depression, anxiety, resentment, jealousy, grudges, all of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left as we recite the mantra again. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida me boa, Situkaya me boa, Sipokaya me boa, Anarakta me boa, Sawasidi me piyata sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shayam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ah Hum Pe. So just be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of for everyone, all of our own suffering, are delusions. And the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech. And imagine they're completely purified, and think now there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And this time, imagine that Guru Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind. Vajrasappa Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dina Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawakammasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ah Hum Pe Vajrasappa Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dina Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ah hum pe vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita dida me boa situkaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dina Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dina Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dina Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ah hum pe vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita dina me boa situkaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ah hum pe. So now imagine you're completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to the power of resolve, and this is the fourth and final step in the purification process. And it's a really crucial one because we need to make a determination to sort of refrain from doing things if anything's actually going to happen. So without making a determination, without making a decision, we're just going to keep doing, mindlessly doing the same old things over and over again. So this kind of aspiration, if you will, this wish to refrain from harming becomes a beacon that guides our body and our speech and our mind in new directions. So think about, something you may have been working on lately. Just bring it to your mind and make a decision about how you want to work with it moving forward. So, do I put a notification on my phone to remind me once or twice a day to refrain from doing something, or to just become aware of what I might be doing? Maybe I'm thinking, maybe it's rumination. So what we're doing here really is we're drawing awareness to really what's going on in the mind, what's going on in the body, what's going on with our speech. And we're just kind of paring it all back so that anything that does come out of our mouth is beneficial for others. Anything that happens to be in our mind is beneficial to ourselves. So imagine Vajrasattva's delighted with us, wants to merge with your mind, melts into white light, and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So there was a little bit about emptiness. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So just for a moment, place your mind in this place of emptiness, or whatever you understand that to be. So we think of all phenomena as being empty. They just don't exist from their own side. They're just everything's just a bunch of dependent arisings. You can think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So we dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy we've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I have created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So, okay, we're up to the wisdom of discernment, but great Manju Gosha, sound supremely loud, a roar unique unto the threefold world, the voice that reaches every bound of space, preeminent amongst all voice endowed. The wisdom of discernment of chapter 8. He is a being whose fully realized truth, reality, its peak and selflessness, supreme in propagating emptiness, unspoken teaching both the deep and vast. The Dharma conch emitting a piercing sound, the Dharma gong with lasting resonance. Arriving at unbounded liberation, he is the Dharma drum in all directions. So beautiful, this. Anyway, and so a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long. There were some beautiful videos I saw of His Holiness arriving in New York, and Yangtze Rinpoche was there in the crowd. I don't know if many of you know Yangtze Rinpoche, but of course he's so tall, he was very easy to spot. But anyway, it was very moving to see all the Tibetans out in full force doing all their ritual business, their singing and offering all the substances to His Holiness as he walked by. So anyway, a strong wish for His Holiness to have successful knee operation, and for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and for all of your teachers to live long. And lots of love, everybody. Thank you so much, my hosts and everybody from coming. Thank you, Elizabeth. And Gabe had to go because she's a grandma, believe it or not. She doesn't look like a grandma anyway. She apologized. She had to leave. All right, everybody, good night. Lots of love. Hopefully, I will see you tomorrow. Okay. Thank you very much. Bye.